I'm gonna switch to my iPad.
All right. You live.
I look too close in my screen.
I'm just tagging people.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
All right, we'll give people like one more minute to come on, and then we'll start. All right, y'all ready for comments? So you can see the comments coming up, right, guys?
Yeah.
How's everybody that's coming in?
Welcome, welcome.
Blessings, Jamoka. I think that's how you say your name. He removed himself. We're gonna wait for Tony to come back on. He removed himself somehow. So, Elder Brittany, how are you? How was Sunday? How were the
Oh,
lights?
Sunday. The lights were good. Okay, so it's Christmas time. Officially, it's the holiday season, and so the light show was really nice down in the downtown area of Lynchburg. So yeah, it was cool. How was
It
your
was
Sunday?
it was good. I just what did I do today? babysat, and
Okay.
as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna go to Mama Jones' house, and she does not live near me. She lives like an hour and a half away. So,
Okay. That's a good distance. Are you driving or are you
yeah, I'm gonna drive.
doing
Yeah. It's in
okay.
Jersey, so yeah, I'm gonna drive.
Tony's back.
Yes,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. All right, so we starting. All right. Thank you for that beautiful music.
Of course, of course.
So I guess I'll introduce myself first. So, okay, welcome everyone to our live stream Q&A informational session. We will not be on here long. We just want to bless the people with some knowledge tonight. So my name is Lydia Bonner. I am a New Yorker. I live in New York. And let me see, I'm a United States veteran, retired educator, and I am very passionate about making sure that our culture, mostly the minorities, but of course it's open to everyone, but it's the minorities that usually don't have as much access and knowledge to what the wealthy people have. And so my passion is really to educate people that are not as educated as most on how to live a better life. So right now in this season of my life, that is really a passion. I really care about the livelihood of people and just making sure that people, you don't have to live in poverty. You know, there is a better way. So that's me. So, Elder Brittany.
Well, my name is Brittany and entrepreneur, mother of three. I mean, two.
Speaking into
What in
his
the world? No, not at all. Not at all. Not speaking. Not speaking. No more kids into existence. You may say I'm on my way out.
There's only one Mary. There's only one Mary. Only one.
Right, right. No, not at all. But yes, mother of two, entrepreneur, minister of the gospel, your friend, your sister, and now soon to be a life insurance agent, and something that people may not know, widow. And so I hope to share a little bit about my story and why creating generational wealth
Yes.
and having a life insurance policy is extremely important to me. And so passing to my neighbor, the one and only, Tony Delgado. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
what up, what up, what up? My name is Tony Delgado. I come from the great state of Washington, Seattle, Tacoma area to be exact. I am a owner of one of the largest financial services companies in the U.S. I am a big time entrepreneur. Started, really young, and journeyed into where we are today, where I have I'm very passionate about just really giving back to my community and teaching financial literacy. I think most people are, chasing and want more money, but not understanding how really, this stuff works. And so I'm really big on, shout out to my non-for-profit, Black Equality Coalition, where we mentor the kids, the financial literacy coach for the Federal Way School District here. But I'm very passionate about teaching our community really how to understand how to utilize, things like investments and life insurance to help out the next generations on top of, helping ourselves and, eliminating GoFundMe's. 60% of the US, have no life insurance. The biggest life insurance company is GoFundMe, and that doesn't benefit us at all. And so I want to, help eliminate that and really, put, us in a better position financially. Even that will help mentally. Most people are struggling in different areas. And so just start having these conversations. I don't think a lot of people are. And so I'm super excited to be here with you ladies.
Did you say where you were from?
Oh, yeah. I'm from Seattle.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
black people in Seattle?
Yeah. There's a group of us. Okay. And so, yeah, it's very diverse. In 10
Okay.
minutes, you can get every race here. Okay.
Okay. Blessings, Elder Kelly. You got to
Hey,
get
Elder
you on the
Kelly.
next time. Get Elder Kelly on the next time.
Yep,
Next time.
Kelly's a part of the team.
Yes, she is.
So, yeah, we can rock and roll in the right direction. If you got any questions, because they can comment in the chat box.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, uh, I think I would like to start off with Elder Brittany's uh take on why it's important for us to have a backup plan,
Hmm.
a life backup plan. I'll call it a life backup plan.
Yes. So our subject is building a legacy and not a burden. And so in 2016, November the 30th, we right here, November now, November 30th, 2016, my family, our lives changed forever. At one moment, experienced the loss of my spouse, and totally unexpected, totally unplanned. And so immediately had, to deal with the grief and loss of a person. But as we're talking about financial, dealt with the loss of income. And so the first thing that I think about, and just thinking back on those days, is that it's different to consider that I got to deal with the emotional implications of grief, but then that how much financial goes into when you lose someone that's an intricate part of your household, losing the head of your household. And so we had life insurance, but at that time, life insurance was only through our employers. And so I was told, by many, many people that, hey, you should have a policy outside of your job. But I'm thinking at the age of, both of us were 34, 33 years old, that we had time. We had time to do that. And so now I know hindsight is that the weight of grief was enough alone, but then having to deal with the financial struggle and the financial questions was a added grief. And so if I can tell anybody now that, if you're thinking that you're too young, actually you're at the perfect age, and I'm sure Tony was going to share a little bit about that, why it's important to consider um you know life insurance now. Now we're talking about creating generational wealth and leaving a legacy. Now, there's much that my husband left. There's much that we benefited from him and his life and the legacy that he left behind. But there were areas that we were underinsured. That as our family growed, we could have prepared a little bit more for in the case that either of us would have passed away. Yeah.
Right. You were talking about how you went from maybe two incomes to one income.
Yeah.
And that is definitely a blow. Especially that's just a blow period, even if you do have a backup plan.
Hmm.
Um how Tony, would you recommend let's see, putting yourself in a position to, if something like that does happen, um if it's unplanned, what is a good way to prevent putting, becoming being put in a situation like that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is really, taking ownership as far as when it comes to, your financial situation, especially when it comes to life insurances. Most people rely on their work policies. That's where I would say 90% of people, when they think, oh my God, I got life insurance. Yeah, I got it through my bank or through my job, which them not understanding is life insurance is so vital. You have to own it. It can't be
Hmm.
something that you rely on your job to take control of because, if you look at it, they don't give you the best benefits that are available. So why do you think they're going to give you the best life insurance? And why would I allow my job to have so much control over something that is so big, to us, because we're gonna die one day, and so you have to understand how valuable that is. I'm gonna make sure I know the ins and outs of it. I want to make sure that I know how it works. I want to have control over it. I want to own it.
So
And so
why?
Mhm.
I want to make sure.
So I want to just interrupt you. Why do you think uh people of color, because we have all kind of colors, people of color don't see that as valuable as we see it right now?
For me, I would say it's just really lack of education. The only time we really get around to thinking about life insurance is when someone passes away. And the first thing we think of is, dang, do they got life insurance? And you ain't got none.
Call the church. They don't even go to church, but call the church.
100%. You're going to call the church and see if they can put up money to bury you, pay for the food after the service, and do all these things when this is our responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And you have to ensure the most important thing, that you got going on, which is the income you bring in. And so, there's two deaths. There's the death of the person, but the death of your income. Your job isn't going to keep paying your loved ones. And I have young kids. I have a 14-year-old and a soon to be 13-year-old, and they need what I bring to the table every
Mhm.
day. And we have to take ownership of
Mhm.
that. So lack of education, for one. There isn't enough insurance agents to start having this conversation. Why? Because life insurance doesn't look cool to even get into,
Right.
Mhm.
right? If we think of
Right.
how many people that look like us that have a life insurance license that you know of, it's not really a whole lot. Um,
Mhm.
and then on top of that, we think it's too expensive.
Exactly. And I'll pause you right there, Tony. And listen, if you know somebody right now that's within your circle, within your family, tag them in this post right now. If you know someone that you are like, oh, they have a family, they have kids, they need to be on this live. If they are, you're unsure if they have life insurance policy, and you probably thinking that they don't. Tag them in this live right now, because there's some vital information that they need to know. They need to know. And so some of the information that Tony's going to specifically share is going to be essential. Let me tell you something. I'm so glad I got into to this business. I know a little bit more now than I did when I was that first fresh widow at 33 with a 5 and a 6 year old. 33 years old with a five and a 6 year old, and just experienced the greatest loss of my life.
And I will come from the other end. I was my grandfather um was I became his guardian, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. And so just from being a caretaker and a guardian and someone passing away on that side of the fence um is another hard thing, because now you become a guardian when they're not in position to tell you anything. I didn't do it. We didn't have a conversation before. Now I'm the guardian and you're sick. And so now you don't even remember, if you have a policy or not. I remember going through paperwork, like I know it's something, I gotta find it. So
Yeah.
it's very important, like you said, to if it's possible to pre-plan, even if you have like parents that are still living and you don't know what I'm gonna do if they pass, you know, um
Mm.
uh, and even children, unfortunately a lot of parents, bury their children. And so I think it's just very important to me that we just begin to educate people on why it's important to have a backup plan.
Mhm. And for me, I found out literally 2 weeks before my husband passed that there was a discrepancy with his life insurance policy with my employer. 2 weeks, 2 weeks before. And so Tony, share with us a little bit about kind of like what people can do today. Because a lot of times we're gonna put stuff off till tomorrow, and you'll be like me, keep on putting it off years and years and years. But what can they do today?
Yeah, there's a lot you can do today. I mean, for one, is what you should do right away is if you have life insurance, you should get it reviewed. That's one of the things that we do, because there's people not only that have life insurance, they may not have the right kind and you don't even know it.
Mhm.
And so that's something that we do here is review your policy. I think documentation beats conversation. So it's good to have someone who has an insurance license that know what they're doing to be able to review your policy. And then when it comes to life insurance, you got to get it. You have to get it today, not tomorrow, not next week, because life insurance is based on your health and age. And so today's the cheapest you'll get it.
That
And
is a good point. Today is the cheapest you'll get it. I like
today's the
that.
cheapest you can get it. Okay.
Mhm.
Unless you got the Benjamin Button syndrome or something. I don't know.
Right. Your number's still the same though. Yeah.
Okay. And so you got to get it today, and you can start small, right? I tell people all the time is something's better than nothing,
Mhm.
right? If you can afford, because a lot of people say, dang, I can't afford it, Brittany. Okay, Miss Lydia, I don't, it's a bill. And I never think of my life insurance as a bill. Okay. Even when we're broke, we still spend money on things we don't need.
Black Friday's coming up and somebody's gonna spend their monthly premium this
Let me tell you
weekend, this
something.
coming weekend.
The females, look, I'm such a tomboy, so I don't get I just get manicures. I can get my nails done because I'm too much of a tomboy. But all my other female friends, they invest in their nails, honey. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I feel like if you
Absolutely.
can invest in something like acrylic, you should definitely have a policy.
Mhm.
You should be
Right.
able to take care of
If
when
you're
you
gonna be flashy while you living.
exactly. Exactly.
100%. And maybe you don't do all that stuff and you're not flashy, but maybe you have Netflix. Maybe you still got Hulu. Maybe you still
Mhm.
got Amazon Prime.
Mhm.
You're going to spend all this money going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving, right? You don't have to really change what you do.
Mhm.
Even just like, all right, maybe you spend $20 a day eating out because you don't cook. Well, all you have
Starbucks.
to do is take $1 a day
Right.
and get you a life insurance plan, 20 to 30 bucks, and you can start somewhere,
Mhm.
right? Because I rather spend $20 a month instead of posting a GoFundMe begging my community to put up 20 bucks.
Right.
Okay.
Right. How is this creating generational wealth? Because
Well,
I'm hearing life insurance. I'm hearing like paying for my funeral. How is this generational wealth?
yeah, it's easy, and I'm glad you asked that because I wrote up something, that I can share with you guys, during COVID. Two things is COVID was a big time where, sorry to say this, you know, I feel like cops were killing, African American people. It was really on the media big time. And so making sure that we're able to create and pass on generational wealth is huge. So I want to share this with you guys. Okay. And so I want you to think about this. Say you buy, Brittany, a $500,000 worth of level, term life insurance, which I would say a 35-year-old, you're looking at maybe,
I'm not
40
35, but
bucks.
yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay. And you leave a 500,000 to your children.
Mm,
Okay. They instantly, their life changes. They can pay the house off. What's our biggest bill today?
mortgage.
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 They can pay the house off. They can use 50 of that and buy themselves, okay, $1 million policy for themselves, right? They can use that 450 to pay off a house, start a business, go to school debt free. Okay. And then guess what? When they pass away, they have $1 million life insurance plan paid off. Okay. Remember, they got your house paid off. They got $1 million policy and they took that million, passed it down to their kids. Okay. Those kids can now take 100 grand and guess what? Buy more, 200 million. Okay. They can take that 900 million they left over, buy another property for rental, start a business, go to school debt free. As you can see, when we pass away, we keep leaving more and more money. So watch this. Your great grandchildren, okay, when your grandchildren die, will leave their great grandchildren with $2 million. Okay, and they can take 200 grand and go buy the $4 to $5 million policy without even using their own money. Remember, they got your house paid off, the rental debt free. They have a business. All the kids went to school debt free, and we can keep doing that. Now, I want you to think about this, Brittany. If your parents, your grandparents, or your great grandparents had been taught that, I mean, our whole lives would be completely different today.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so I want to make sure that my kids don't ever have to give it out, get it out the mud. And so when I was talking about the shooting, just think about if every one of us had $1 million policy on ourselves. The insurance companies would tell the cops to stop shooting us because they're
Right.
tired of paying out $1 million policy every
Right.
time one of us is gone.
Right.
Mhm. I like that. I like that. I liked a comment that came on the live. Maurice Matuko, one of the brothers from our church, he said Benjamin Franklin wrote, "In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes. Life insurance is one way to pass on wealth to your next of kin."
Yeah.
Absolutely, one way to pass on wealth. And so, I was blessed to be able to purchase a home with some of the life insurance proceeds, but um, there were some gaps that we had. Some debt I was able to pay off, but there were some gaps. But I think about how life could have been a little different, and I thank the Lord that He gave me some time that finances wasn't a concern for a while,
Yeah.
and because it helped without my grief, it definitely did. And so if I would have listened, and some of you guys almost like feel like this is almost like preaching the come to Jesus message. When you hear the voice, are hearken to it and take heed. This is wisdom right now. This is wisdom. It's not a scheme to get your money, but it's a plan. It's not a scheme to get your money, but a plan to put money in your pocket, money in the pocket of your children, your children's children. And the scripture says this, that a good father leaves an inheritance, not just to his children, but his children's children.
Mm.
And so maybe, and that's something that we're talking about, is that with this organization, because I've been talking about online, you guys have been seeing me talk about the business opportunity, and this is it. And so maybe, you're looking to earn some additional income that you can impact your community and earn income at the same time. So
Mhm.
can you speak about that, Tony? Because how I came about it is I saw you talking, I heard you sharing the story, and I said I
And
got to
then
become a
I
part
came
of this.
about it because
Boom. You heard me
Elder
talking
Brittany was
about it.
like, join the team. I was like,
Right.
what team? What is he
Is
talking
that
about?
that right? That's right. So Maurice, I think this might be a sign for you. Anyway, and all those others who are talking, who are on here as well.
Well, I mean, we talk about impacting our community, but this is a surefire way to do so, right? Because, what are most people praying for today is better finances,
Mhm.
right? Better financial situation. And maybe you can, but you got to start helping people. I came across this by a friend who sat down with me and was like, "Hey, you ever thought about getting your life insurance license?" And I was like, "No, that sounds boring." Okay, and I was selling shoes, and so I got introduced to this, but I was selling people stuff they really didn't need, and so. Fast forward today, within 19 months, I became an owner of one of the biggest financial companies here, and I can't help everybody on my own. Okay. And so I focus on growing my organization, and I want to change the world, but I can't do it by myself. And so I have a team of people. And so I get to help people, one, understand how life insurance works, but two, get their insurance license. Just like a lot of people getting their real estate license or getting their, going to school to become a doctor, anything else.
Mhm.
Okay. We
A
don't need
barber.
more realtors. We don't need any more loan officers. We don't need any more sales reps. We don't need any more car salesmen. We don't need any more notaries. We don't need you selling skinny tea no more. We don't need you selling travel packages. We don't need any candles, none of that. It's not helping
Mhm.
us. It's we need more people to come in and teach our community how money works. And that's what we get to
Mhm.
do. And we need to teach our families how we can utilize life insurance to make sure the next generation is okay. Because I'm sick and tired of people getting their having to do a GoFundMe. When I know just last weekend they was at a restaurant, okay, with a tomahawk steak,
Mhm.
okay, and now we got to put up $20 to bury this person. And so, yeah, 60% of people don't have no life insurance.
Mm.
Okay. And a lot of people have the wrong type of life insurance. So that's what we focus on
Yeah.
is when I bring someone on, I'm not looking for sales reps, is I help people get their insurance license so they can one, you don't have to do this, full time or anything. You can keep your job and you can get an insurance license. Anybody you know that need life insurance, you can help them. You could be a
Mm-hmm.
blessing to their family. You could make sure. So I've been doing this for 6 years. I've delivered a total of one, two, three, 5 death claims. Okay, total over $3 million. Okay, so that means that's someone's kids I'll never meet that is financially stable now.
Right.
Okay, and I'm talking about all ages. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
old people that need life insurance. You young people need it too, because there's
The
no
good time now.
there's the good times
Yeah.
now because there's no way, there's no guarantee that when you decide that you're going to get it that you're healthy enough. It's not even about the age anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to have that. I tell people all the time, a real estate agent gets you in a house. A
Yeah.
life insurance agent keeps the house in the family forever.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
I think
like
our I
that.
think our goal, and I think this is something that maybe we can do maybe once a month, and maybe every month we can, bring other people on. I just feel like we need to work on changing the mindset of the people. And of course that doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? So then that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna, some people will see this live, but everybody's not gonna see this live and be like, oh, voila, let's get life. I think we have to change the mindset. If you're going to DR and you taking all these trips and you don't got no life insurance, dude, that's like having
Mm-hmm.
a Mercedes
Mm-hmm.
Benz and no
If
house.
you're a vapor and you don't have life
Seriously.
insurance, what are
Right,
you doing?
right, seriously. Like, and so it's the
If
mindset
you
of
love McDonald's and you don't have no life insurance,
Let me give
what are
you
you doing?
a scenario. I had a young lady. She They were really struggling financially, her and her husband. Okay, and they was like, I really can't afford life insurance, and there was really nothing I could do to convince them, right? And so I want to say like 7 months later, the husband dies. Okay, now they went from having a house, struggling, so they moved into a trailer home. Okay, and they went all the way backwards. Okay, where to wow, she lost his income and she lost her job. And she came to me and she said, I cannot not afford it this time. So she was in a worse financial situation, realized like I that money could have made sure we were good. And so instead of
Mm-hmm.
trying to pay my bills, right, and do all these things, I could have put a little bit aside and make sure he was good and could have left me with something. So I cannot not afford it now. And that's
right,
just a mindset of we have to understand how valuable it is to stop thinking of it as another bill.
right.
Because I
Or
think
a
about,
burden, right? And a
yeah.
burden, yeah,
So my life insurance is the most important thing to me. Why? Because I today have 2.2 million. I didn't start off at that, right? But I got to make sure no matter what. I told my brother, if I become homeless, you need to
right,
pay my life insurance bill. Okay. You need to pay my
Mm-hmm.
life insurance because that's the only thing guaranteed to
right,
leave them with some finances,
right,
Mm-hmm.
outside of my business that I have today.
right,
And so you got to make that a priority. It can't be I hope so or I think so. All those shoes you got don't benefit your family. All those purses you got don't benefit your family. None of that stuff.
And
Okay.
these days, if you do have an income, you can get it automatically taken out. So you don't, it
Mm-hmm.
won't even be here to be, you don't even think about it. It's just take it out, so I don't even have to bother. We do have a couple of questions in the comments that I think John Hester and Makia Hall um, uh, have a couple of questions. John is saying that he would love to get started soon, uh, but how can he afford it with the disability benefits and retirement benefits that, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
answer that, Tony.
Yeah, I think that there may be for some people it's a sacrifice. It's like, all right, what can I eliminate that I really don't need to set aside? And like I said, you can start off with $30, $20, $50, $60. Like I said, maybe it's I can't eat out as much every week. Maybe instead of a grande latte, I get the small one.
You go to
Okay,
7-Eleven and get it.
100%, and start making your own. And so it's
Right.
about
Yeah.
making the sacrifices, to do so, um,
Mm-hmm.
which is very doable. And
Yeah.
so
And
just like this
maybe
scenario.
partner with a family member too. And say, hey, right now, this is something that's really important. I don't want to leave you guys with a burden. And might be a stretch, but hey, somebody might be say, you know what, I see the benefit of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
I've seen people partner to pay taxes on property because they were like, hey, I'm in a situation right now. I need somebody to keep paying taxes on this land I have.
Right.
Because we need to keep it in the family.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And then we have Makia Hall. Here's a question. Can you explain about the it was an era? Can you all explain about the uh wrong type of insurance? Like what insurance is it? Just one type of insurance, or is it different types for different ages, or genders, or
Yeah,
what?
that's a great question. Um, I know I'm kind of hogging the mic, but
No, you the expert.
yeah, there's really only two types of life insurances. There's term insurance, and then there's cash value life insurance. And most people are misled by getting a life insurance plan that you can pull money out while you're alive. And, that's the wrong type of life insurance. You never want to use your life insurance as an investment. You want your life insurance and your investments completely separate. And so cash value life insurance policies don't benefit you. They benefit the agent and the company more than they do you because they sound good, but they're not, right? And when I talk about cash value policies, some of them are, whole life, universal life, index universal life. These are stuff that's really commercialized, and you have to ask yourself why do you see it everywhere? Well, guess what? They are designed to get you to utilize, like, all right, life insurance, I can pull money out of it while I'm alive. That should be a red flag. Can you pull money out your car insurance? No. Can you pull money out your home insurance? No. Okay. And so
Mhm.
life insurance is strictly you get a check when you pass away. All right. And so cash value policies are also more expensive. And that's why a lot of people think they can't afford it. Okay, so when you look at a 35-year-old paying $225 a month for $100,000 worth of coverage on him and her, they can probably go get a term, okay, and get triple the coverage, $300,000 on him and her for $84, and then that money that you have, what you want to do is get a level term insurance product, all right, which is what we do, and then that money that we saved them, the $141, is we use that, okay, and put it into an investment vehicle separately from the two. Right. And so you can take that 141, put it in a mutual fund, say at a 9% rate of return for 30 years. Guess what? You got close to the 300,000 that you have in that life insurance plan. And then at that point, you can decide if you want that policy anymore. Right. 30 years from now, your responsibilities should be very low. The kids are grown, your debt is low, your house should be paid off. And so you can take that $84 that you're spending on the life insurance that you got for 30 years, now get rid of it. Okay. And so a lot of people are like, well, shoot, term, it expires, we lose it all. But guess what? That car that you paid for 30 years and you paid off and now you ride a bike, you don't get none of that money back if you never used it. Same thing with your home, right? If you look at any insurance, you do not get any of that money back. And so the biggest misconception is think I should get the money back. Well, guess what? Had you died, they would have cut a check. Had you gotten a car insurance, they would have cut you a check. And so you want life insurance that's pure, just life insurance, which is very inexpensive. And then you want to use that money you would have spent on a cash value policy and put it in an investment vehicle that gives you a good rate of return, so that you can now, one, retire if you never use it. Okay, well, you're going to use it one day, but you can retire off that money because most people are working until they die. Okay, and then you can put that in a better vehicle. But guess what? If you want to keep that policy with our company, you can keep it until you're 95. We have guaranteed insurability until you're 95. And then guess what? This is the hack that I give us parents is, okay, when your kids are of age and they're older and they're working, you make them pay for the life insurance. It's their benefit.
Right. Yeah.
That's a
That
good
sounds
point.
good. That sounds good.
Right? Because they get the check unless you have a spouse, right? I would give it. My kids are going to pay. They're going to get it, when they're 25, 30 years old. Is how much money do you want to get from me when I die? You want 3 million? Cool. Then you can pay for this, and maybe we split it three ways as far as the payment or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to make sure that my kids are good, and I'm not going to, take chances at
So
all.
if they want more information, and we're going to talk about coming back on next month too. We're going to try to do this monthly to help change the mindset of the people and continue to educate people. We'll bring more people on. Like, what is the best way if people wanted more information now? Tony, what do you want them to contact?
Yeah, if you were
And the name
connected.
of the company. Tell the name of the company because we didn't even did that.
Oh yeah. So I own a Primerica franchise.
Okay.
And so if you on here because you know Miss Brittany, reach out to Miss Brittany, and she'll get you set up. If you know Miss Lydia here, reach out to her. She'll get you set up. If you know me, DM me, call me, text me. You know where I'm at, and just get you the information. All right. It doesn't hurt to get the information. Hop on a Zoom with us. We'll show you whatever we do. If you know anybody that we could, be a blessing to, guess what? If you have an insurance policy, link up with us. I'll review it for you. If it's a good policy, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you. And if I have questions about it, guess what? Then we'll go from there, and I'll show you in the documentation. And so, yeah, that's how you get a hold of us.
Okay. So any closing remarks before we have
Yeah, I would say that for one, thank both you ladies for letting me hop on with you guys and share this platform. Um, you guys, that if you're watching this, this is vital. This is not something
Time sensitive.
you should have to think about. Is you need to make a sense of urgency right away of making sure you have enough coverage, making sure you know how your cover works. Okay. Also, share this with your friends and family. Thanksgiving is coming around the corner. This should be a conversation with your family. I don't sugarcoat any of this with my family. It's I'm not doing a GoFundMe for you. You need to make sure you have something for your family, right?
Mhm.
Because tomorrow's in promise, and I know we that's a word that just we throw around, but tomorrow ain't promise. Because in
Mhm.
the last couple of years, we've all seen a GoFundMe, and I've seen too many. And so you
Mhm.
need a sense of urgency, right? And make sure you reach out to any one of us that's on this platform. Guess what? If you know me and you want to reach out to one of these ladies instead, please do. Okay, it does not matter to me, but get yourself covered.
Yeah.
yeah.
Final
Come-
words I would say is, just first of all, I thank Tony and for coming on and sharing his expertise, and I'm learning every day. You've seen me put the flyers up, and that if you're looking to earn extra income, the opportunities is for you. You may not be able to impact the world, but you can impact your side of the wall and your circumference. And so let's do that. If you have appreciated this live, like and share, and tell your family, tell your friends, and reach out to us for more information, and we'll get you set up either with an opportunity to earn additional money or to review your policy and set you up with something that's suitable for you and your family. But hey, this is a great opportunity to have the discussion. I've lost many many people, but one that was impacting my livelihood, and that happened 3 days after Thanksgiving. 3 days after Thanksgiving. Never would have planned that, and so I take it as my business to put your family in a better situation.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. Being a guardian of my grandfather, and we were blessed to, like, he already had his plot and everything, all that stuff was already paid for,
Hmm.
but I still didn't know anything. So I didn't know anything, literally. So it's just very important to just pre-plan. And when we come back, we're going to introduce some tools. Maybe it's some things that we can have people write down, like this is maybe verbal and um right now, but next time we come on, maybe we can give them a list of things to write down. I don't know if you have any material, Tony, maybe that we could probably send out if people need it, or um you know um guys, you DM us if there's any information you want, and we'll definitely get it out to you. It's no problem. We are committed now to making sure that people have the knowledge that's not publicly being given out. You know,
Hmm.
always knowledge is power uh, when applied. And so, any, I think that'll be it for tonight.
Yeah. Thank you
Anything
guys for
else, Tony?
joining us.
Tony, want to say anything?
Come get licensed. Come get your license.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pay for it.
Yeah. You can make income. You can make this can be a job as well. Like we want you to have life insurance to be covered, but you know what? If you're in need, look, a lot of federal
Hmm.
workers got furloughed. People
Hmm.
still trying to recover from the government shutdown. If you're looking for income or a part time or full time, look, hit us up and we
Holler
will
at
make
us.
sure we point you in the right direction. Right? Okay, so
Yep.
stay tuned for the next flyer, and we'll invite you to our next live stream. And we just want to say happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and
Happy
stay blessed.
Thanksgiving.
And if you don't have any life insurance, keep living until you get some.
Okay. Prayerfully.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. All right.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.